I said earlier that the biggest culprit in our crisis of permanent and consistent crises of undocumented immigration is that our system doesn't make sense. Now, it is true that often a big push factor that creates surges of people crossing the border without authorization is that there's conflict and other problems in other countries, like what's happened recently in Venezuela, where a lot of people have left for humanitarian and economic reasons. And then countries like the United States have to grapple with the big inflows of people from those places. Those are things that, of course, we have to be equipped to deal with. But I think that here's an important way to think about it. If you believe the evidence on all the benefits that immigrants bring us economically, then those actually shouldn't be seen as threats. Those should be seen as opportunities, right? Here's a business analogy that I sometimes use with my students. Imagine that you're a company and your biggest competitor goes bankrupt. Now, of course, nobody wants a company to go bankrupt, but what a huge opportunity to get talent, right? To hire all the talented people that your competitor had. It's a little bit like that when other states fail. What an opportunity for a country like the United States or any country to get talented people who are going to come here and make all the contributions. Now, of course, we have to do it in a way that's orderly and we need systems to process them in ways that make sense, but that's doable. But again, this comes from seeing this as an opportunity, from not framing it as a risk or something to be protected from, but as something that's going to benefit us. A few other things to throw out there just to illustrate how dysfunctional our current immigration system is. Here are some parlor tricks or parlor facts that you might want to know. Did you know, for example, that if you're a farmer in the middle of the United States and you need to hire a foreign-born person to be your farm worker year-round, you cannot? There is no legal pathway for a farmer to get a green card in this country. That's ridiculous. Did you know that of all the green cards we give to people for employment reasons, only 5,000 are for people that don't have college degrees? Now, I can assure you that we need a lot more than 5,000 people to do farm work, manufacturing work, cooking, and household services that don't require a college degree. So those are just a few examples to show you how ridiculous and how outdated and decrepit our system is. No one can deny that that's one of the main causes of irregular immigration.
So Zeke, whenever you said 5,000, do you mean 5,000 total non-educated immigrants? I mean non-college educated immigrants.
Yeah, so we have a limit, a quota of 140,000 green cards, that is permanent residence cards, for people that are sponsored by an employer that come here for employment reasons. Out of those 140,000, only 5,000 annually go to people without a college degree. So often one of the criticisms that people say of the US system is that it's a system that favors unskilled people. Not at all, right? Now, yes, you have a lot of people that are unskilled in terms of not having a college degree who come through family-based visas, and we give about 500,000 of those a year. But again, we need those people, right? We need them for a variety of reasons. We don't only need people with PhDs and masters. I've been using the analogy of a superhighway. The analogy that we could use here is that we don't just need like Ferraris and Audis and Mercedes on our highways, right? We also need a whole bunch of Toyotas and Hyundais and sort of regular everyday cars, right? The economy needs a mix of all of those.